Okay, you can start, Arvind.
Okay, sir. So, warm good morning to honored all present here. Myself, Arvind Desbi of 8th SEM Triple E. Welcome all respected teachers, Dr. Venkateshan sir and Professor Soumya ma'am to my internship and professional practice presentation under the guidance of Professor Soumya ma'am, Assistant Professor of Triple E RRIT. So, I'll be briefly saying about the uh, contents about company, job profile, weekly objectives, introduction, and summary. So coming into the company, so I worked in Vithvara Electronics, which is located in Kodigehalli, Bangalore, and it is a startup company where they mainly speak about do kits about PCB and electronic hardware designing, and also are manufacturers of Vithvara's Inventor Kit. It is also an edutech company where they provide internship for engineering students and also innovation labs for technical institutions also. And they have many incubation centers where they help students' ideas and they convert into real life prototypes and also provide them jobs. So the mission of the company is mainly to power of technology in the hands of everyone and to empower everyone to create inventions, large or small, and help students in building up strong nations engaged in upcoming technology. So coming into my job profile, so I was an embedded system engineer at Vithvara Electronics for a period of 1 month, and I was guided by Mr. Vivek Hegde, who's a technical head and R&D of Vithvara Electronics, where I did my internship under him. He was my guide. So coming to my weekly objectives, so microcontroller, we mainly worked upon 89S 52 Bluetooth module also with in comparison with the microcontroller, and also an Arduino board was used. So the following codes were tested out. So in week 1, I had to blink an introduction about the microcontroller was done, and whereas a small program in blinking operation of an LED was done using a specific delay. So on the second week, using a Bluetooth module to turn on an LED via 8051. And in third week, we had done an Arduino programming where we used an Arduino Uno to find out the distance between an object using an ultrasonic sensor, and also using the same Arduino, we used a different sensor called as DTH11, which is a temperature and humidity sensor, and the output of this was shown on the serial monitor. So coming into brief, what is a microcontroller? So we had done A8089S, which is also a microcontroller and is a popular microcontroller in the Atmel family. So it is a 8-bit Cosmos CMOS microcontroller, which has 8K as flash memory. And since it is a trustworthy 8051 architecture, and it has 32 pins as programmable, 16-bit two 16-bit timers, an external interrupt, dual duplex serial ports, and on-chip oscillator, and a clock circuitry. And this microcontroller works in dual inline package, and has an operating voltage of 4 to 5 volts on board, and has a programmable 22 pins. So coming into Arduino Nano. So Arduino Nano is also of the family of Arduino, and it's smaller in size and has the same processor as the Arduino Uno, which is the bigger brother of the Arduino Nano. And the main advantage of using Arduino Nano is compared to size, and it is more eco-friendly and has a better clock speed than Arduino Uno. And it has 5 pins for PWMing, that is pulse width modulation, and also has 14 input pins, 2 interrupts, and runs on 0 to 5 volts, and has a maximum peak current of 50 milliamps. So coming to the main thing, Bluetooth module, we used a 5C05 module. This is a Bluetooth serial port portal module, and it has a transparent wireless serial connection setup. So there will be no interruption between the host and the module. And this module This module has two pins, which is the TXD and RXD, which is used for receiving and transmitting the signal, a state which is to turn on and off of anything, and a ground pin, a VCC, which the VCC which can be provided is 4 to 5 volts, and also has an operating current of 30 milliamps, and supports all kind of baud rate from 9600 to 460,800 hertz. Baud rate is nothing but standby means speed of communication through a data line. And this module also has Bluetooth version 2.0, which is has enhanced data rates with 3 Mbps modulation with a 2.4 radio transmission and basebands. So coming to one is the LED performing operation using a specific delay using a microcontroller. So a microcontroller was used 8051. The input voltage was given through a step down transformer that is converting from 230 volts to 20 volts or 12 volts input, and which was rectified and then given into the microcontroller. So the microcontroller can operate a voltage, can have a voltage input of 7 to 12 volts depending upon the input given, and has a base operating voltage of 5.5 volts. So a simple program was set up using Proteus software, where the simulation was done whether everything is in proper place, and the program was dumped from the key software into the microcontroller, and the specified connections were done. And to see, so down figure shows the Proteus software simulation. Coming to Arduino programming, I had done one was in first week. The third week I had done ultrasonic sensor. So I used an ultrasonic sensor to find out the distance between an object, and it was the result was shown on the serial monitor. And in the same following week, I did a temperature and humidity percentage sensor using DTH11. So DTH11 is one of the humidity and temperature sensors, where DTH stands for digital input output, H stands for humidity, and T stands for temperature. So the DTH11 consists of three components: one 8051 microcontroller, which has 8 bits of 8-bit outputs will be given, and one negative NTC, that is a negative temperature, negative thermistor, sorry, negative coefficient, and a thermistor which is inbuilt in this, and it has 3 pins. One is ground, one is VCC, and one is your data input and output. So the DTH11, as you can see in the figure, it is paired with the Arduino Uno, and the program was done, and the humidity and the temperature was shown on the serial monitor. This temperature sensor can work up to accuracy of plus or minus 1, and can measure a temperature of 0 to 50 Celsius and a humidity of 0 to 95%. So coming to PCB designing, so this was my last week in Vitvara, where we had done a project based on PCB designing. So PCB designing nothing but stands for printed circuit boards, where there are many, there are soldering and interlink of copper tracks. So a single PCB board can go from single PCB to 14 layers. So there are 1 to 14 layers of PCB can be done. So we did only a single layer PCB. So most of the PCB components are connected and plated through hole or via it. There are two types of soldering, which is SMD and through hole. SMD stands for surface mounted, but we did only through hole components. So what circuit I did was steps for discerning a light sensor or a dark sensor. It depends upon what you do, but I did a dark sensor. Dark sensor is nothing but where the light gets dim, they automatically the lights turn on or the LED turn on. You can program this for anything. So how I did this was using Proteus software. We open a new project and start tracing out the connection diagram for this. So in this dark sensor or light sensor, I used a LM358, which is an integrator, and an LDR. LDR stands for light detecting resistors, a potentiometer, LED connectors and resistors. So after the connections were done, it was using 3D visualizer. We came up a 3D visualizer, and tracking. Tracking was done manually, as this in this software tracking is done manually. And the next is to convert the PCB into a Gerber file. This Gerber file was using, and the Gerber file was printed out in a PDF format, Where using a laser printer, we printed out the Gerber file in the following way, and using an iron box, we transferred the tone transfer was done from the from the paper to the copper plate, and using a ferric chloride solution which removes excess copper from the uh, copper plate was clad, and the clad was ready, and drilling was done manually. And so this on the right side, left side corner, you can see the 3D visualizer, and this was the final PCB after ferric chloride was used for removing the excess copper. And after drilling and soldering components carefully, testing of the circuit. The circuit was tested using a 9-volt battery, and that was my project. So summary, I'll come with Vitvara Electronics is a leading developer and was kind enough to I thank Vitvara for all the opportunities given in embedded IoT development of PCB. I had a great experience in Vitvara.
Okay, thank you, Arvind. Very good presentation.
Yes,
those who are having doubts, please ask him.
Arvind?
Yes, ma'am.
What is that LM358?
So LM358 is an integrator, ma'am, an op-amp or dual op-amp, where it is also called, and it is a voltage comparator, where it compares as LDR working on resistor. It's a light detecting resistor. As the resistor goes down, resistor value goes down as light increases. So this input, so the output of the LDR is given directly into the LM358, which compares the voltages between the input and the output of the LDR, and make sure whether the LED should turn on or off.
What is the operating temperature for that?
Operating temperature, it doesn't work on temperature, ma'am. Light, it works on light. So using a potentiometer, we can vary
no,
the.
sir, like you said two purpose. No? Oh, humidity. That is other task. Okay.
That is this one, ma'am. DTS level.
Yeah. Fine. Got it. Okay.
Arvind,
Yes,
instead of using this Proteus software, we can use Model Sim also, right?
Yes, sir. You can use Model Sim. You can use Design Spark also.
Multi Sim also we can use, right?
Yes, sir. Because all these programs, yes, sir, all these are manual tracing softwares itself.
Okay.
But we use Proteus.
Okay. And one more very important thing for all the students, after the completion of this presentation, you please mail your presentation to me. You have my mail ID, right? So after the completion of your presentation, you please mail your presentation to me. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Arvind.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Chandana Sri.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can start, Chandana Sri.
All the best, Chandana.
Good afternoon, all. Myself, Chandana Sri. Today, I am giving presentation on my internship, and subject code for professional practice is 15E84. And I did completed my internship under the guidance of Professor R. Navneetha Krishnan, sir. And I completed in Vitvara Electronics Private Limited for duration of 4 weeks. Coming next to contents about company, job profile, weekly tasks, etc. Coming directly about company, Vitvara Electronics is a private company which was established in 2011. It is a startup for PCB and electronic hardware designing. And this Vitvara Electronics private company is conducting various workshops for students to gain technical skills, etc. And next, what is vision and mission of company is? Vision is like to put the power of technology in hands of everyone. Whoever is having their innovative ideas, this company is helping them to gain in with addition with their innovative ideas, and they're giving some training and giving training to explore more and more about technical skills. And mission is to satisfy needs with specified quality products and their services. And next is job profile. As I said, I completed internship for 4 weeks. My guide in Vitvara Electronics was Mr. Vivek Hegde sir, who is a technical head and R&D of Vitvara Electronics. And I was assigned a job as embedded system engineer. And next, weekly task. First week we had introduction about microcontroller and Arduino, and they were assigned to give a presentation on basics of electronics, microcontroller, Arduino, and they also said basics how to write a program and some instructions to write the program for interfacing and all. And second and third week we had to write our own programs for interfacing of LED switch on and LED to glow on, and IR sensor to display the serial monitor, etc. And fourth week we had the mini project, the PC, that is PCB designing, and for that PCB designing, testing and reports were conducted. And coming introduction to microcontroller, as we know, microcontroller 8051 microcontroller is a basic type of microcontroller designed in Intel. This 8051 microcontroller uses less power, and it has two buses and two memory spaces of 64K into 8 size for program and data units. It has an 8-bit processing unit and 8-bit accumulator, and this is the schematic block diagram for basic 8051 microcontroller, where we can see 4 input output ports and 2 serial ports and a timer 0 and 1, etc. And next, Arduino used for projects. When we write a program in Keil software and execute, data will be dumped to this Arduino Uno or Nano chip. From there, we can get connected to components and it will be worked. Arduino consists of both physical programmable circuit board that runs on your computer used to write and upload computer code to the physical board. And next, weekly task, second and third week, I had done interfacing an LED to turn on and off, and interfacing and 7-segment BCD display for 2-digit, that is from count 00 to 99, using microcontroller 8051. As we can see in this picture, first we had to write our own program and update and write in Keil software, where our guide used to say to correct and all, and then it was updated to Proteus software in software components, and then from Arduino board components were given directly as we are seeing in that picture. And using Arduino Uno, the interfacing of 7-segment display has been done. This is the Proteus picture of 2 BCD display, that is from 00 to 99, that picture. And next, fourth week, I did mini project as temperature sensor. This temperature sensor is used to detect the temperature when temperature exceeds above the light LED bulb will grow. We can, instead of LED bulbs, we can keep alarms and etc. also. This temperature converter circuits convert the sense temperature by thermistor into a voltage level. And this circuit which we had performed is from 0 to 24 degrees Celsius. And these are the steps for PCB designing. First, we had to write the program for this and create a schematic diagram using Proteus software. And then copper clad will be given, and we had to do a path for the circuit to and using toner the excess copper will be removed and the path will remain, and the path which we had done on copper clad was transferred using heat, and after that etching process was done, that is the to remove the extra copper and all, and then drilling for the components to place drilling was done, and components was placed according to that Proteus software design, and testing also done. And this is the 3D view of that temperature sensor, and this is the final output picture what I had done. Temperature, the sensitivity can be altered for whatever temperature we need, and the thermistor will sense the temperature for where the for till how much we had set according to program. If it exceeds above, the light will glow, and we can keep instead of light LED bulb also alarms and all. And summary is that I had a great privilege and pleasure working with Vitwara Electronics, and I am also grateful for having a chance to meet professionals. And also I thank Mr. Vivek Hegde sir, and who guided me during my internship period. Thank you.
Okay, you have any questions? You ask her. Netra,
Sir,
you don't have doubt.
no, sir.
Okay. Madam, Soumya madam?
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I have doubt.
Yeah, ask her.
This was expected.
In PCB project which you did temperature sensor, right? How will how was the output of the temperature sensor known?
If we'll set for what temperature we need, we'll be setting through that sensitivity. It is movable, okay? And if it exceeds the above set temperature, the light means we should be seeing when the light will glow if it exceeds and all. We can keep alarm or sensor circuits also, so that sound will come, it will like beep sound, something else we can keep, so that if it exceeds, it will give a sign.
Then why are you using a thermistor there?
To test the temperature, to detect like how much temperature it will be.
Okay, sir. Doubt clear.
Okay. Abhishek, you have doubt? You don't have? If you have
No
doubt,
doubt, sir. It was
please
good
ask
presentation
Abhishek.
only, sir.
What, Abhishek?
No doubt, sir. It was good presentation only, sir. No doubt, it
Okay.
was good presentation only. It was all over. It was good, sir.
Okay. Kaushik,
Thank you, sir.
are you ready, Kaushik? Okay, you proceed, Kaushik.
Sir, how much time left actually?
Till time is there, Kaushik. Time is there, more than 10 minutes is there. Where the time is not showing here. I think more than some 15 minutes is there. If you please proceed.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Let me share my screen. Audible, sir?
Yeah. It is visible. Good only. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So, good afternoon. My name is Kaushik Das, and today I'm going to present my internship topic, which is robotics application development. under the guidance of Professor Gautami TR, Assistant Professor, Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, RIT Bangalore. So here are the contents which I'm going to cover in my presentation. So introduction about the company, then weekly profile, robotics and robotics history, the 3 laws of robotics, robotics technology, types of robots, project on hanging robot, working of GP model, and advantages and disadvantages. So while coming to the introduction, I completed my internship from Unique Technologies, and my internship topic was robotics application development. My sincere gratitude to the Unique Technologies member who assisting me throughout the preparation of this topic, and they providing me the reinforcement and the confidence. So most importantly for the track which the topic is, and I'd like to thank respected G. Lokesh, such a wonderful opportunity to expand my knowledge. Also, I was thankful to my guide as well as college for giving me this opportunity. And last but not least, I would like to thank my parents who patiently helped me. So also let me introduce my company. So Unique Technologies is a leading software services company focusing on consulting, enterprise solution, etc. And their aim is to provide high quality software that complies the specification, and it combining business and technical knowledge based on their requirements of the client. Apart from this knowledge and expertise, they are also providing internship for the benefit of student. So while coming to the weekly profile, in first week we go through the various aspects on robotics and the robotics history. Second week we'll learn about the robotics technology and how it will work with its all components. Then third week we go through all the types of robots and try to learn program including that. And fourth week we did one project on hanging robot, which is actually a demonstration project. So next, while coming to the robotics and robotics history, we have to know what is robot. So a programmable multifunctional automatic industrial machine designed to replace a human in hazardous work called as robot. And then what is robotics? Means robotics is a science of designing or building an application of robots, that is simply called as the study of robot. So why robotics is needed means it can do the work with much speed, and it can work in hazardous and dangerous temperature also, and the location also. So it can do the repetitive task without any problem, and it can robotics is much important. And the word robotics, which is coming from the Russian-born American scientist and science fiction writer Isaac Asimov in 1940s. So next, we learn about the laws of robotics, which is Asimov actually invented. Then he firstly proposed, later he added one more law, which is zeroth law. So coming to the zeroth law, a robot may not injure humanity or allow humanity to come and harm. That means that robot which we are inventing or which we are making, it should not injure any human, or humans should not injure the robot also. So that is the zeroth law. And the first law is the robot may not injure human being or allow human to come and harm unless it would violate any higher order law. So if any higher order law is violating, then only the robot will harm the people or someone else. So the second law is the robot must obey the orders given by the human being except where such orders conflict with the higher order law. If any higher order law conflicts, then only robot will not obey the orders. Otherwise, it will obey full orders which is the human being is giving to him. Then the third law is a robot must protect own existence as long as the protection and does not conflict with the higher order law. So robot can protect its own existence through its own, but in some cases when the laws are conflicted, that time only the robot having some problem with it own and existence will having a problem. Next is coming to the robotics technology. Here the 4 common components are there in robotic technology, which is the manipulator, sensors, controller, and the power conversion unit. These are 4 the important thing. So manipulator is having the capability of movement in various direction and does the work for the robot. Means the manipulator taking the instruction from the controller through the sensor and it is doing the work for the robot. Then sensor, these are the element which is sensing actually and any information given to the manipulator from the controller. So it is taking the status of the manipulator also. And coming to the controller, robot controller generally perform three functions, which is initiation or termination of motion, and storage of positional or sequence data in the memory, then interfacing the robot with outside world through the sensor. The controller work, and the power conversion unit is the component provides necessary power to the movement of manipulator for doing the work. So power conversion unit we have to use in that robot, and it is having one important parameter in this robotic technology. So coming to the types of robots, the most common types of robots are mobile robots, stationary robots, autonomous robots, and remote. These are the main five types of robots. There are actually the mobile robots. These are controlled by mobile or any other devices, and these are of two types: rolling and walking robots. Then stationary robot is robot can work for repeating tasks also without moving. That is called the stationary robot. So autonomous robot is the autonomous robot are self-supporting. In other words, it can help it can do the repetitive work. So remote control robot, a person can guide a robot by remote control. So this can do the work, but this is totally different from autonomous robot. Autonomous robot can do works its own, but remote control robot need the human help. So coming to the virtual robot, this is not existing in real life actually. Virtual robots are just program or building blocks or software inside a computer. So project on hanging robot we did at last. So in this project, we proposing the hanging robot model system. In hanging robot, it is mainly using the industrial purpose, also in petroleum industry. So it is actually commonly using in petroleum industry because if fire exists or something else, that time it can take that signal and it can run the buzzer. So the data can be collected through the Zigbee module without human help. So it is actually the autonomous robot. So if the gas and temperature sensor value increases, that means if any gas flowing or temperature increases in this industry or something else, then the value will be taken to the sensor and it sends the alert signal to the buzzer. And it also measures the light intensity using LDS sensor in case of fire. So it's having the safety setup for stopping gas flowing also and a cooling fan if any value changes. That means if any room of the industry having the temperature is in room temperature, but if suddenly increases the temperature high level, then the sensor taking that and it is taking the safety setup for that also. Then next, while coming for the Zigbee module, the working of Zigbee module is sensors actually connected to the Arduino board. It is mainly stationary and connected to the Arduino board. The sensor is transmitting the data through the Zigbee module from the controller. It is having and it is sending the data through the Zigbee module. So the control room PC is paired with Zigbee module, and Zigbee module is the control room acts as a receiver. So the interface consists of a button option. Whenever the button is pressed, then the corresponding instruction are carried from the control room to the robot as a receiver and sometimes acting as a transmitter also. So the Zigbee module without it can work without any human help and using already directly programmed Arduino microcontroller. So we can program that before it is installed. Automatically it is followed by the algorithm which is given from the control room. So the robot executes the instruction and it will do the work. So next, coming to the advantages and disadvantages. So advantages is it can use in far away planet also where a human can go. and it can be human could because and giving us some important information that human can't get, and they can do tasks faster than human, much more consistently as well as accuracy. So most of them are automatic, so they can go around without any human help. And coming for the disadvantages, people can lose job for the factories as well as the places. So it can do the work, but it is required the supply most of. And the having initial cost is too much high, and the running cost also. So these are the advantages. So thank you one and all for listening my presentation with patience.
Sir, muted, sir. Any voice muted.
Madam, Soumi madam.
Sir. Sir.
You ask madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Kaushik, you explained around the 5 categories of robots, right? Your hanging robot comes under which category?
Autonomous, ma'am.
Autonomous means?
Because it can do work by own.
So in your internship, you had done only one, you have worked only on that particular thing, and other categories just only theoretical.
Instruction, yes.
Okay. That's it, sir. Only just a clarification. That's it.
Okay, okay, madam. Okay. Thank you, Kaushik. Okay,
I'm going too fast, sir. Sorry.
Where the session
Too
again
fast, I
it
did
will
know. Sorry.
again the session will expire within 1 minute. Okay, so the remaining students are Mutturaj and Sandeep Kumar Chaudhary. Again, I will send you the link. You please join with that link.
Sandeep.
Okay, madam. Mutturaj and Sandeep Kumar
Okay,
Chaudhary.
sir.
Only the
Okay,
remaining
sir.
two are the remaining students. I will send you the link now. You please join with that link. Thank you, Kaushik. Thank you. I will send you the link again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.